Hey, AfterBuzzers! Thanks for tuning in for episode 23 of season 2 of Scorpion called Chernobyl Intentions. I can't even say it, but I love it. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about Toby and Happy. Where's Toby? What's going to happen to Toby and Walter? Guys, did you scream at the TV? I did. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. Okay, this takes me back to high school. Almost 10 years. And then we saw this.
Gosh.
We saw this live at the Pantages.
We did. We sure
Yeah,
did.
when we had seasons tickets to the Pantages.
They were good.
Everybody, welcome to AfterBuzz TV. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, we are here for Scorpion. We're so excited to talk about this episode. Not for the mission, though. We'll get into that. Thanks for tuning in. I am Monse Bolanos. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. Across from me, my BFF since high school. Crazy. Susannah Kim.
Yes. Hey, guys. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Susannah_Kim. It's SUSANNAH. Yeah. The H.
Yeah, it's true. I forget. Remember when I spelled your name wrong?
Yeah.
Good times. Okay, so what did you think of the episode? Just
there were parts that I really liked, and then in the same scene or in the same second, I was like, I hate that though. You know, I'm like, I love that, I hate that.
Yeah.
So a lot of that was happening for me.
I had a lot of similar where things I really liked, things that I didn't like, and then things that I just was like, wah, wah. Like it's not that I liked it and I didn't like it. I just wasn't different about it. It made me feel nothing. I don't know if that's equally as bad.
Nothing.
Made me feel nothing. I don't know if it's equally as bad. But if you have not seen the episode, you need to turn this off right now because we're gonna go straight into how the episode ends. The thing that made me scream at the TV. My face was jaw open.
I didn't see it coming at all.
No. What are we talking about? Toby. At the end of the episode ends with Toby getting kidnapped by the man that starts the episode.
Yeah.
Mark Collins, who used to be one of their friends. We met him season one.
Season one.
It's been a while since. It's crazy that they brought him back.
Totally forgot about him.
This fellow genius, who just was a little too crazy.
A little crazy.
I remember the episode where they were like, Walter, you just would not stop thinking. You just could not let it go.
Yeah, he made Walter crazier.
He made Walter crazier than he already was. And he hates Toby.
Yeah.
And it was so obvious from the beginning of the episode.
Right.
Clearly he hates this guy.
Right. And then they sent Toby to go, make things worse for him.
Make things worse.
Perfect.
And Toby, pushing the buttons, calls him amazing yet scary. He's just, and then says, that he is nuttier than peanut butter.
Peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle.
Pretty nutty.
Yeah, and he goes nuts after that. He's going to just kill him.
He's like, see?
And Toby's like, no big deal.
Right. How is that on Toby? Fool, you are nuts.
You are nuts. And it's
did you threaten to kill people?
Right. And it's did you escape? Because now that's what I'm wondering. It's there's no way they let him free after what he said. You know what I mean? Because they were asking his medical opinion, his professional opinion on whether this guy was sane enough to go
be out.
And he
in the public.
straight up said no.
And he's not.
Mark Collins is the name of the character played by Joshua Leonard. I think he does a great job. He makes me feel uncomfortable.
Crazy.
Yeah, you crazy, but in a good way. Tells him that he's basically that he's jealous because of the relationship that he has with Walter. Kind of even said, I don't think Toby got affected by it at all because, Toby knows what he's doing. But he was like, you could not reach the level of intelligence that Walter and I would reach.
Yeah, totally offending him.
So
he thinks that Toby thinks that he drew a wedge between Toby and Walter.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's why he claims Toby hates him. So we see him, but then it's you're not gonna come back. You were just brought in for something.
And until the last minute, until they showed who he was, I totally didn't think of that.
I did. When he gets kidnapped and you see the and I was like, it's that guy. It's
did
that
not
crazy
think of that
guy.
until they showed him.
But once he got it, I didn't think he was gonna come back in the episode. They got me. They totally you guys got me. You know what I mean? It was just as it was happening, I was like, it's gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
But was I expecting it? Not at all. And it's so cute because throughout the episode, he's not with them. he's not with the team to do the mission.
Right.
So it's always interesting because it's usually Sylvester that's not doing the mission.
That's true. And it's interesting that they waited until the end for that to happen to him.
Yeah.
So it would have been kind of interesting if it happened during the mission because he was home alone the whole time, home alone.
Well, he couldn't leave Ralph probably.
Right.
So when everybody came home, he was like, I'm going to take the company car.
That would have been juicy. You know, if he got stolen, Ralph's like, hey, my babysitter just...
that would have been really good. That would have been really good. That would have been like 5 episodes, though. They're trying to keep it to like the last 2 episodes. But even though he wasn't with her, there were still like very cute things about it. And there was one time where I would have also punched him when he mentioned the thing about the Tropicana. And he was like, there's a stripper that made me a man there. Yeah. And she's like,
right.
But you know, like you see that he has like a check off list.
Yeah, a proposal checklist.
A proposal checklist. One was confetti. Very important.
Confetti cannon.
Yeah, very important. A pick-up ring.
Yeah, take the ring.
Song. Whatever that means. And teeth bleaching. Also important.
Ready for the big day.
Yeah, and for pictures. Because you know you're going to take photos. Happy's only going to want one photo.
There you
go.
Gotta
make it a good one. So get
if she wants a photo. Yeah.
She's going to get one. She's going to get one. And then there's a point where he's like, I will take care of you. What, romantically, spiritually, whatever. Emotionally, like, so
just plant those seeds.
Yeah, just...
Should have left out the Tropicana.
Should have left out,
but that's cool, yeah.
But it was very, very cute. And he gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
And then we go into the finale. Like, why do you do this to us? Finale. So, like, is this all... Not to go to it too much, but I'll just ask one question. Will this all be solved by the next episode, or is this going to creep into...
What do you mean all be solved? Like the Toby being kidnapped thing? Yes.
This will all be solved. Because if I remember correctly, didn't Scorpion solve the first season in episode 1 of season 2?
Right. That'd be so annoying. But I feel like because they already showed the dilemma of him being kidnapped in this episode, that can't be the cliffhanger for the finale, you know? Like that already happened, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it'll be something else.
Okay. Another cliffhanger.
You know, right. Something else. Yeah.
Okay. I hope so. Yeah. I'm with you. I hope so. Because it's like, you can't, not this story. So it's got to be something else.
Right. But I do like that the whole finale seems like it's going to be kind of revolving around saving Toby.
Yeah.
And Toby's going to be like sort of a main character. Because we haven't really had a big like Toby heavy episode. Yeah. Like we've had our Sly episode, our Happy and her dad episode, you know. But Toby heavy. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I love it.
So
I do
like,
too.
Excited to see that.
So we're excited to keep... Tappy, is that what we're calling them?
Quintus. This guy. Heart wants what the heart wants.
Right? I can never let it go. I say Tappy every time. I don't know. Quintus, I feel like Tappy's cuter.
I like Quintus. Tappy sounds like a little puppy or like a little cute little thing. Quintus just sounds, Quintus sounds, I don't know.
All right. Quintus.
It's Let's romantic.
See what happens. All right, we'll see what happens with Quintus in the next episode, which is the finale again. And then our next trio... Our next love affair going on in this story.
Ugh.
You don't like it.
I mean...
He wasn't in the episode.
I know, yeah.
He was briefly...
Yeah, for a second he was there.
Walter, Paige, and Tim.
Yeah.
I did scream at the TV at Walter.
There was a lot of stuff about this. I was like...
It just was really frustrating.
Yes, so frustrating.
More than anything.
They give you a little, and then they take it all away.
And then take...
Right? They're like, oh, okay, here's a little bit. I was like, oh my god, I love it. And then they ruin it all.
And then it's just, all of it. Okay, so in this episode, Tim sends chocolates to Paige. And from the beginning, Walter's like, ugh, low quality.
Yeah.
They're gross. Paige likes salty sweet.
Salty sweets.
Salty sweets. Like, from the beginning, we know Tim is still around. And what I was shocked about is because Happy took kind of Toby's place in this episode.
That's what I was thinking.
Telling Walter kind of how it is.
Out of all people.
And she mentions it. You can only imagine how uncomfortable if I am right now. Right. Like telling you all these things. I think you're in
grave, what did she say? Grave danger or like grave something. Yeah, I was like, man, this is serious.
Serious. She tells him, you're going to lose her and you need to just like suck it up and ask her out. What shocked me was when Happy kind of talks to Paige because remember she's like, Paige goes to Happy and is like, those chocolates were for everybody, not just me. Yeah. And then they have kind of their exchange on the situation. Happy's like, we're not the one that went on 3 dates in 1 week. 1 week? That's what I thought. I was like, 3 dates in 1 week, Paige? No.
How many bases? For real? How many bases have they rounded?
Pero for real.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I really like that the whole episode, like all the way to the end, it kind of seemed like Paige is like downplaying the whole Tim thing very much the whole time. Totally. You know, she's like, it was a square box. You know, she doesn't acknowledge very much. You know, that's really happening.
Yeah, and she even says, we've only gone to dinner. Like, we've gone to places to eat or something. She doesn't even use the word date. Yeah. Like Happy did.
It's like she wants to explore Tim, but she doesn't want to leave she wants to leave the door open a little bit for Walter.
Right. A little, like telling him it's okay. And Walter, the door's open and you're just going to close it.
Right? What a coward.
What a coward.
Another word I can't say.
Seriously.
I can't.
But yeah, Happy
tells
that's
what you are.
Walter, you're going to screw up. You're going to lose her. Do it, whatever. And we find out about these Lake Tahoe Jazz and Heritage Festival, hence the song All That Jazz that we had at the intro of our episode today. And he just does, like, there's so many opportunities. So many.
What?
To just ask Paige out.
Oh,
so many. Fine. Well, they go do the mission, and then we're at the mission, and we'll talk about this, but let's talk about it now. She kisses life into him. That expression was so good when Toby said it.
What?
She's literally kissing life into him.
Full, yeah. I did not like that kiss.
Well, I did not like the fact that he was hanging from a beam with one arm because you would not be able to do that. Yeah. No.
The whole situation of it. I like that their lips touched. Right. Like, I like that there was a kiss because I was so excited about it when, we saw the preview for it last episode. But the whole situation surrounding the kiss, why they kissed, all of it, and then them having to, share that last. You couldn't have just taken half a breath and then given that to him. Wouldn't that have been easier than you reaching your body all the way down? Wouldn't you have fallen over? What's happening?
Yeah, there were so many things about that. But we were happy that the lips touched. Yeah. The lips touched, and it just, come on, Walter. She didn't literally just give you air. Like, you had to have felt that. Yeah. Because it was a kiss.
Yeah, it was a kiss. But and I'm also sad that they didn't totally acknowledge it.
Yeah,
like in the moment, they didn't like slow it down or like make it like or like they kind of like Toby talked about it, but between the two of them, they never really acknowledged that tension in that moment there.
Well, let's hope we get it maybe next episode. Yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope. But there's that, and then there's another moment when they're about to jump off where the Russian actress we got.
Yes,
Oksana, played by Kathleen Monroe.
Yes, and she was in Resurrection.
She was really good.
Yeah, I loved her in Resurrection. Yes, I recognized her right away.
She's telling the story of like who she married, and then she says like, he asked me to have faith in him, and I did. Yeah. And then when they're about to jump off and do that crazy bananas plan of his. Oh, so ridiculous. Goodness. He tells her like literally the same words. Yeah. And her reaction is like,
yeah, it kind of clicked.
Yeah, kind of clicked. So subtle.
I know.
But she's so good at that.
Yeah.
She's so good at the
she's
subtle.
Really good at that. At the Catherine McPhee.
You go, girl. You go, girl. That was another moment. So we had all these moments.
Yeah, that was a really good moment. And I kind of, I was really upset at that moment because I feel like, right? I mean...
get the words out.
No,
you're so frustrated.
Yes, I was so frustrated. Yeah, because he said the words exactly, and it's like when I heard what's her name, Oksana, originally tell the story about Nikolai and her man. I was like, okay, but the difference between Nikolai and Walter is that Walter's a coward, you know? And it's like, okay, so he finally does say the words that Nikolai said, but it had nothing to do with Paige. No, it had everything to do with like trust my exactly. I was like, it has nothing to do with your emotion. Right. Yeah, she can trust your smarts, but she can't trust you emotionally.
It's very true.
So sad.
And he's all worried about trusting her. I mean, Happy mentions it that he's afraid because of what's happened in the past, that everybody that he's loved has gone away in a sense. Yeah. She brings up the parents, brings up Megan, brings up how he just doesn't want because of the past. Like,
right. And now this guy too, Mark Collins.
And now this guy.
that he sent away.
Right. And now this guy. But that was so frustrating. Yeah. And then we get to like the end of the episode where he has those jazz festival tickets and Happy's like, go do it. And it's kind of cute. You think it's gonna you think it's gonna end cute, and you think it's gonna end well.
It was going so well.
It was because he was like, she's on the phone. Oh wait, she's on the phone. Like it was so cute. Yeah. And she's when he finally approaches and they start talking, it's so like they're both so looks like so
they're into
each
it.
other.
Yeah, they're totally into it.
Yeah, it's.
And then the phone rings, and I'm like, of course, this is what Scorpion's gonna do, of course. And then I get really mad, but then she ignores it, and then I was really happy again.
Yeah.
And then Walter ruins it again. So it was like this roller coaster. I was like really happy and really sad and really happy. And
then that's where we throw something at the TV.
Yeah.
Because you're like, seriously, she literally just ignored that call.
Right? Paige is all up for it.
Yeah.
Right? She's not giving any signals that she's not down.
Yeah.
But Walter is not down.
And I'm just going to take this opportunity to give a shout out to the people that, constantly tweet us.
Yes.
Like Nelbon Geller.
All the time.
And also somebody who sent me video or pictures of Catherine McPhee and Elias Gable so that I would feel better about the fact that they are not together in the show. Sent me pictures of them off, like in the real world, being all cutesy.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Wendy Harrison, so thanks, girl. And Catherine McPhee is wearing a little necklace that says Elias.
Aww.
How adorable. So even though it's not happening in Scorpion, guys, it's happening in real life.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say thank you to that and anybody that's in the chat.
Yes, we have a lot of people in our chat. Megan Rickards, Corby won here first, so loved that.
Thank you.
Always here. But we have some new names, new people in our chat. Megan Rickards, Your Sexy Gamer. Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah, Miriam Harris. So thank you guys. Thanks for joining us. Jacob Sartorius.
Yeah, and Megan on Twitter was like, she was like, it better happen in the finale, them getting together, or it will officially become annoying. Megan at authorgirl28.
Yeah, officially annoying. I mean, it's already a little annoying.
It's already a little annoying.
Yeah, she's gonna stamp it when it happens.
Yeah, so we're glad you guys are annoyed with us as we're annoyed as we watch this relationship, this wage.
Yes.
Wage?
Wages.
Yeah. Okay. I could do wage. And we'll go a little into predictions about them at the end of the rest of this little episode we're doing. Let's get into the mission that it was just not my fave.
Yeah, this was tough for me to swallow.
It just was a lot. So we're introduced to Oksana Nastrova, chief engineer of the Chernobyl nuclear plant. Or something.
The power plant.
The power plant. Played by Kathleen Monroe. Loved her.
Yes.
She was great. She had no issues with her. It was just the mission itself. So there was this Chernobyl, whatever, nuclear plant that was had they created a dome over it long time ago during Cold War, right? And this was trapping radiation, but it's been so long that they're afraid this radiation is
starting to seep out
and slow moving lava that releases radiation. If it hits something, people can die. And
it's just a real bad situation.
It's just a really bad situation, and they want to stop the radiation from getting out of this building.
Yes.
So they've created this sarcophagus, which is the largest movable structure in the world, and they need to place it over this stupid dome, and they need these scientists, these geniuses, to figure out where to put the sarcophagus. Really? You guys need Scorpion to do this?
Right?
And you're going to send these people into this area to get radiation.
First of all, Scorpion's getting really good rep right now, right? I mean,
getting work everywhere.
These people came from Russia. How did they even know about Scorpion?
Right?
I mean, they never get credit for anything, so it's interesting that they were sought out like that. So good on them.
So
team's coming up,
right? But it's just not. Come on.
Yeah, it was rough. That whole intro, when she comes in, and I love her. I love that actress. But when she comes in and they're just talking about the mission, like what's gonna happen and. What is it? Sly has this little stress thing. It was I had to go back and watch that so many times because they go over so much information and it was just going right past me. I was like, what?
Yeah. And with her accent, it's also like, ¿qué? ¿Qué dijiste? And we get past that, and it wasn't even just that. It was just, okay, fine. Do this mission, and usually it's, point A, the mission, and then we have mission part A, mission part B, mission part C. There's so many parts to the mission, and you're always going to do ridiculous things. Do one ridiculous thing. Don't do 3 ridiculous things. That's what it is. And I felt like this whole mission
was ridiculous.
Was too ridiculous for me. So they get this machine that we're going to call Randy because Happy looked very serious about it.
Yeah, they called Randy.
They called Randy, and it's to go into the dome to get samples of the radiation so that they can exactly figure out what part of the building it needs to be sealed and where to, like, you cannot put this sarcophagus over it in
just anywhere.
Anywhere. You have to put it in the exact position.
Right.
And it turns out that they also need to fly on a jet around the dome with Oksana, and Sylvester has to go because he created the Geiger software and does not want to go.
Right. And then, of course, Paige manipulates him, like Tim said.
Yeah.
And she does a great job at it.
So good at it.
She's like, you know you're going to do this anyway, so you might as well do it now, because otherwise we're just getting more radiation.
And he's like, oh.
And you can't just peel all that off, so.
Yeah. And I loved the line where, because the pilot is
Oksana. Yeah. You should just call her O. Call her girlfriend.
Call it, right. She's the pilot, and then Sylvester doesn't want to go, and she's like, you're in good hands. And he's like, thank you, lady, I barely know.
Yeah.
Right? It's
and I like how they bring up trust a lot in this whole episode.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leaves that right there.
Right. And so they go on the jet. Toby's at home, and he's like helping them see what it is, see where the levels of radiation are, and he says that it's really high where they're flying, so they got to be careful. And they're controlling this Randy and the thing, and they realize in this dome that they've created that the corium's coating has already cracked. Yes. And it's like starting to seep through.
The elephant foot.
The elephant foot. And if it reaches these nuclear rods, it's going to be, what's the word? Chernobyl? Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. All over again.
Times 33 or something.
Yeah, 32 and a half.
32 and something ridiculous that would just wipe out so many people. So things are worse than they already thought.
Yes.
Of course it is, because it's Scorpion. And they have to contain it some way. They approximate that they have about 39 minutes to do this. And that's because the jet has crashed into the dome.
Okay, so in this part, I really like the crash landing.
Okay.
You know, they were I like and everything. I like the crash landing. I like that she was able to, like, you know, kind of land it, you know, safely-ish. But really, it went into the building.
Right.
If she was already going to be landing it safely, do you really think that's the safest place for you to land that thing? I don't think so. You know, you couldn't have just swerved.
Yeah. It was just like, that's where you wanted to crash. You didn't want to crash into an abandoned building, because apparently this was a ghost town.
Or just anywhere. Yeah, just anywhere else would have been okay. There's not anything else that you would have heard. There's, like you said, it's ghost town, nothing. Yeah. So that was, So that was one of my issues.
And this crashed because Toby says that, or they say that the radiation killed the engine or something. So that's why she's lost control. Crashes into the dome, and they have to, about 39 minutes. And it's like all this rubble. It's like the jet is like half in the dome, half out. And you're just like, well, everyone's going to die, it seems like.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, realistically. Right? I feel like if that was real life.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be
and
like,
then
so we're just all going to go.
And then Walter's like, Paige. Not once is he looking for Sylvester or this new chick, right? He's not like, Oksana. New girl. Yeah. Or Sly. I mean, Sly is family, Walter.
Yeah.
You're not worried about your family there? Paige? Right? You're only asking about Paige, and not once are we ever going to acknowledge that, you know?
Yeah.
No? Okay. All right.
And by the way, the jet crashing into the dome was like the intro. That's where we get like the first Scorpion.
Yeah, right?
It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and they probably saw credits going all the way up until that too.
Yeah,
it was the credits like halfway through the episode.
Halfway through
like,
the episode.
Oh, another name.
All right, so now we go into mission part B.
Yeah.
Because the jet is in the dome.
Okay, yeah.
And this is where I'm like, you're gonna tow the jet by taking a chain that has to be 2 miles long, I feel like.
Yeah.
Fine, a mile. Because they said it was like half a mile away.
Although when Walter was pushing that, it looked like just a little spool of chain. It didn't look like 2 miles of chain, right?
That's why I was like, where did this chain come from? So they drive the truck to this abandoned amusement park that only worked for one day to distract people from this nuclear thing that was going on. And they take this chain, wrap it around a merry-go-round that Happy has to, with her geniusness, turn on and make it work.
Geniusness, yeah.
Geniusness, you know?
Spot on.
Hey, she did it. I would never be able to do that. You
and
go,
like
girl.
a light pole, too. Like, that's a strong light pole.
Yeah, just... And then they drive the chain back to the jet, and then the merry-go-round starts going, and it starts winding the chain.
Yeah.
And pulls the jet out
Out of the building.
Yes.
Now easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Even though it wasn't easy peasy. And this is where every episode, Paige talks to, I feel like, the guest of the episode in a very soothing, calming way. And then she has to talk to Oksana. She does it twice. I got it right there. Okay.
Look how sharp it is. It's real ethnic.
I'm trying. She kind of talks to her twice. The first time where she's like, all right, I tried being tough with you. Now we really have to do this. Like, you have to clean the rubble. We got to,
She's like, let's distract you.
Yeah.
You know?
And then she talks about the husband, and she's like, okay, how did you meet your husband? And then they have that, like, really sweet conversation about how she met her husband, why she picked him, and even though he's different, he loved her.
Right.
He really loved her.
He laid out why they were different, but he was like, just trust me,
Right.
And she did, and it worked out.
Right. The quote she said was awkward, but he loved me. And
so again, they brought up trust.
Yeah, they brought up trust. And I love how every episode I feel like Paige has a moment with the normal one. The other normal person. Because Cabe
She's
is
only
already
one capable of it.
She's the only one capable of it. And Cabe is always in the middle of the mission, so it's not like he could do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, once again we see that, and I like that. So they're pulling the plane out, and Paige goes out to assist because the rubble was making like she pushed in rubble so that it would actually push out.
She just jumped right on that. Ain't nobody told you to go out there.
You have a son,
right? You didn't calculate that. You didn't know if that was gonna be safe. You just sacrificed yourself. You couldn't have sent Sly out there, right?
Just I don't know, so many things
that killed me. And then also it killed me when after it crashes through and then they're coming out, Sly comes down and he's like, Paige is still in there. Fool! You should have turned around and gone and get her, right? You in the time that you had to run out and tell Walter that Paige is still in there, you probably should have already gone and got her, and then you would have been out, right?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Okay. Well,
Sly's like, you go get her. I'm not going back there.
I mean, he knew how terrible it was in there. They didn't even have oxygen in there. They were using those tanks.
But Sly usually steps up in those kind of situations, you know? But I guess, they wanted to keep the whole Walter saving Paige thing going, so. And
what I didn't mention is once they crashed into the dome, they went to see the elephant foot. Is that what they're calling it?
And that looked great.
It was well done.
Yeah.
The effects were well done.
Yeah, good job to that special effects person.
Yeah, and that there was the water was falling into the corium, releasing this gas, and that could fry your lungs. Like, it seemed
so they
real
couldn't breathe it
serious.
in, and they had to go and grab the oxygen tanks from the plane.
Which we had about 20 minutes, according to them, with these oxygen tanks. And then there's a really creepy shot that I want to mention.
Creepy.
So we get a commercial. I think this is where we get a commercial. And then we come back, and they put this, like, creepy shot. It's like, am I watching Scorpion or The Walking Dead? And there was a bench and, like, a doll. And then, like, nobody in sight. And I was like, all right. What zombie movie am I watching?
Right?
All right.
I mean, you guys had time to enjoy an amusement park and then get out of there, so it didn't seem like you were in that much of a rush that a little girl would leave her doll, right?
Right? It's true.
It wasn't like they had to run out of there, but I don't know, it was just nitpicking.
But Walter runs into the dome to save Paige.
Of course.
She's hurt her knee, and he, goes in after her and says they're going to get out together. And the corium is, like, getting closer and closer to the nuclear rods. I feel like they're like, we have this much time. Oh, no, never mind. We actually have less time than that.
So why even say it? Yeah.
Why even calculate? And they're out. When he went in to save her, like, the rubble came down, so now they're stuck. They have to find another way out.
Of course.
And they find, like, a little beam of light. They think that there's a hole and that they can get out of it. So they start to climb the wall. They're like Spider-Man. I was like, look at these guys.
Yeah, with Paige's bad knee and everything.
With Paige's bad knee. Okay, fine, we'll give it to you. Adrenaline.
This one wasn't, that part of it wasn't, like, as unbelievable for me.
Right. So they were climbing the wall, and it looked like something that, I could climb that. I feel like if I had to, and that was a wall, I feel like I could climb that.
Yeah.
So they climb, and then they get to, like, the top of a beam, right? And they start to cross the beam. Just like no big deal. Thousands of feet above in this building. And he's talking about trapeze artists, I think, like, holding the stick for balance. And I just was like, kill me.
It was, And, tightrope walkers. Yeah. And I'm like, really? You have time to talk about all the tightrope walkers? You don't have a lot of oxygen. Shouldn't you probably shut up?
She should probably shut up. And if you're going to die, maybe ask her out, because you might die. You might die.
Yeah.
And as they're making their way out, he has told Happy to create a bomb.
Yes.
And to
collapse the building on itself.
In a certain position to cause basically a divider between the corium and the nuclear rods. Come on.
Yeah. So get it right.
Or else you might kill us. And that was another thing that I just was like, really? How? Like, all right, fine. And you've already, what was the last episode? They already used a bomb on themselves when they hid underground. But this one, to like make it fall a certain way, like collapse a certain way, a building that you just told us is so old.
Right.
And how are you going to control it?
And if this is going to work, why didn't you do that in the beginning? From the get-go? Instead of the sarcophagus you built, right? Couldn't you have just bombed it in the first place and then the cement from the roof would have just, right? Isn't that what you did in the end?
The reason was because it was spilling so much faster. I don't know if they thought it was spilling until they crashed in there.
Oh, okay. So they wanted to do like a...
Yeah, I think they thought it was just
something
there.
easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, sure. I think I might be wrong. I may be right.
But why?
So they're on the beam, and then he slips.
Yeah.
And holds on by one hand.
Yeah.
Listen,
Walter, he can't get up.
You don't go to the gym.
Oxygen. Yeah.
So I couldn't believe that. Even people who go to the gym, that is really hard to do. To hold on like that. And then to lift yourself up like that.
With the power of a kiss.
Don't play.
That is a powerful kiss.
Don't play. I could barely do one pull-up with both my hands. Like, and you're by one holding fingertips. Like, it just was like...
It was like Snow White. It's just that one kiss, or Sleeping Beauty. Any of them. He just needed that one magical kiss, and it gave him superpowers. Right? We're watching Once Upon a Time.
We are. Right. Exactly. Is anybody in the chat agreeing with us on this? Let's find out.
I'm sure.
Let's see what the chat is thinking. Because I just... All of that. It was too ridiculous for me to stay in the moment. Does that, and it was such an important moment, and it was not executed.
Yeah, I wish they would have saved the kiss for a different situation. Yeah, I'm sad that they kind of wasted the kiss on that scenario.
Right. Because you're right, they didn't focus on it. It
wasn't romantic.
Special.
Yes,
and it just was like. But I guess maybe they're gonna give us something special later. Maybe they're gonna give us something huge, because this just was not.
Yeah,
and we'd been waiting for it for
a long time. 2 seasons.
Over 45 episodes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I've put 45 hours of my life into Scorpion to watch this come to life, and you're not giving it to me. And I understand. I don't understand why.
Someone did say True Love's Kiss, Megan Richards.
True Love's Kiss. So he gets up. They finish. They cross the beam. They get to the top of this building. They get out. And then just when you think mission is over, no, we're mission part 4 now. They have to get off the building before Happy implodes it, and they have like minutes before she has to do it because of the radiation is spreading so fast.
Yeah.
And he gets like this giant brick, just a giant concrete,
right? Because he has that much energy left after what just happened. That kiss.
It's tied. And it's tied to not a rope. What am I thinking? Electrical. No. What did she say? What is it tied to?
Oh, an extension cord is what she calls it.
Extension cord. It was like an electrical thing. An extension cord. Ties this brick to the extension cord, makes 2 loops on the extension cord. This is a long extension cord.
Right, and another
long one. And they both get in it, like in each loop, facing each other. Something we've experienced before where they've had to propel down together, facing each other. And he throws this brick on this nail that is like sticking out of a wall. Or this like thing, like a pole. This is like a vine, like a pole, and it like swings around, locks itself. They fall and they just miss the ground by like a centimeter.
I was more impressed that they were able to time out missing the big thing going around. Right?
Like it was going around
and then exactly. I was like, you didn't get tangled in that? Okay.
That would have been the end of life too. You would have been smacked right in the head.
Yeah.
Then they land, and then hold on, and then hold on.
Real quick, Miriam said that was friendly CPR.
Oksana,
yeah.
and Cabe run and like free them from the thing.
Yes.
And then Happy and Sylvester are like about to implode the building. And Sylvester's like, we have 2 minutes and whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, well,
she's like, too bad,
and tells them to run. And she's like, run, and they run like slow motion. All the smoke.
Yeah, this they slow down.
This you slow down.
Right, this you slow down.
Not True Love's Kiss.
Yeah, right.
Not CPR. Not any of that.
I liked them running.
Yeah.
I did not like Happy taking cover, and all she did was like this. She just put her hands on her face. I was like, it would have been cooler if she like turned around and like ducked all the way down, you know, like crouching in. I feel like that would have been more realistic.
Make it more epic.
Yeah.
Because it was like,
it's just almost like, oh, I don't want to get this water in my face.
I don't want to get in my eyes.
Right, my makeup's done.
My makeup's done. Don't get in my eye. Yeah. But I did like that scene, how they ran away. I liked how they shot it. I liked the profile view of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked all that. And it's like, yay, please get the sarcophagus on tomorrow. And that's the mission.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they still have a lot of time left after that, so I was happy. That actually made me excited that the mission was like over. I was like, thank God that's over. Right? Yeah, let's get back to
Felicia,
the garage.
And we go back to the garage. And they have to do, they have to drink a shake that looks disgusting. You couldn't pay me to drink that shake. You're like, I like weird things.
I'd be down for that, yeah.
I like taste weird things.
It's healthy.
Yeah, and Toby says that it was like they got 3 full body CAT scans. That's how much radiation they had in their body.
A lot.
But Toby and Ralph didn't go on the mission, so they're not drinking this disgusting shake.
They're having pizza.
They're having pizza, which looks amazing.
Right, I wanted to have pizza.
I know. Yeah, it looked really good. And then Cabe noticed it too and was like, I'm going to take some of that. And this is where Happy, they're back at the garage. We talked about this. Happy finally tells Walter to ask Paige to go ask her out, and he doesn't. We talked about how upsetting that is and how we yelled at the television.
Fail.
And then Toby takes the company car, which is Walter's car. We talked about that too. And then he gets kidnapped. And that's the Amazon.
Yeah.
Did we cover it all?
Real quick, the ring. I loved her ring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He went to go pick up the ring. That's why he took the company car. I love he was like, we voted. It's a nice car.
It's a nice car.
That's now the company car. But yeah, he picked up a little nut ring.
A nut, yeah.
So cute. So appropriate.
I loved it. And it's funny how the guy, I can't believe we didn't talk about this. I think we jumped straight into the kidnapping and forgot that he was picking up a ring. But the guy was like, not to take a jab at your lady.
She's in jail.
Like, she's not gonna like this ring. And it's like, she would.
She would, yeah.
I loved it. And
yeah,
there's still a diamond on it. So it's like, good job, Toby.
And then when he got snatched, if you guys saw, he dropped his phone there and he was texting Sly. Yeah, with a picture of the ring. So I wonder if, because the guy didn't go back to get the phone, I was like, I wonder if they did that on purpose. Like, had him leave his phone so that way they'd go find the phone. And then they find where he is or whatever.
Because I was also thinking, well, let's go into predictions. Yes. Since it seems like we might be creeping into that. Because I was thinking.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
That the other way that we're gonna find him was the car.
Yes.
The car, because the car is not his.
Right.
It was, so Walter eventually would have been like, where's my car and where's Toby? So they give you a preview. He basically gets told by this crazy man, Mark Collins, that he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Gets literally told, you're gonna die today.
Why am I laughing?
Because you know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like, well, we got Toby season 3, so
right, yeah. Otherwise I won't be there.
Otherwise we're canceling the AfterBuzz show. We see that he like confesses his love a little bit to Happy. We see that Tim is there.
Yes, Tim's back.
Tim is back.
This guy.
This guy. Tim is back. What's gonna happen next and final episode of season 2?
I think it's gonna be very much Toby, Happy, Quintus centered, you know. I honestly, because it's only one episode left, I don't think they're gonna touch all that much on Walter and Paige.
Okay.
I think it'll be because, and because we ended the first season on Walter, I think this one will be a little bit more Toby centered, and then they'll touch on it a little bit acknowledging Tim, but I think the issues that's going on is probably going to carry on to the next season, I think.
So Tim returns season 3.
Because
this is either going to go one of two ways. Either, you're right, theirs is going to be super heavily focused on Toby and Happy, and Tim will return next season and eventually go bye-bye. Or this is gonna take such a toll on Walter and Paige that Paige is gonna be like, Tim, we can be friends. We can have lunch whenever you want, Kowalski's, whatever.
This jazz show.
We can watch this jazz show that Walter suggested us going to. But I want to be with Walter. That's one of the two things. Even if it's heavily focused on Toby and Happy, I do hope that we get something with them.
Right. I think we might get the acknowledgement that they're like, okay, or Paige is like, okay, I'm not about Tim, or maybe like Walter sees Paige and Tim actually together and he's like, I can't, and he realizes, all right, I really need to go after Paige, get a little kick in the butt, you know? So maybe the acknowledgement will be there, but I don't know if they'll actually like get together,
And what if Walter, how frustrating would this be?
I'm sure
if
they'll do it
this
then.
happened, like, this is so intense, heart-wrenching, and then Walter's like, I can't imagine going through what they just went through. I can't date you because it would hurt too much. Like going, you know what I mean? Because he's gonna be like, did you see how
he's done that? Hasn't he?
He has done that, and now I bet you that's like, don't do it, writers. Don't.
Yeah, don't give him ideas.
Don't do it. Let's not. But if that happens,
no.
It's just a vicious circle.
Yeah, that would be too much.
That'd be too much.
They gotta give us a little bit.
Please, give us a tiny little bit.
Yes, please.
Is that it?
I think so. I think that's most of it.
That is it.
Yeah. Although they really never went back to Sly's case. They didn't bring up Ralph's case.
We didn't get Ralph's case. Sly's. We didn't get Haywood. Yeah. Would you help me?
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get Linda. See. No, we won't get Linda. Yeah. Guys, that is it. Ladies, guys, ladies, dogs, cats, whatever you have, and everybody that's listening, tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. We so appreciate it. We hope you are just as annoyed as we are in this whole romance between Walter and Paige. Next week will be the season finale of Scorpion, season 2. We will be here normal time, 6 p.m. next week. We're early this week.
Yeah,
we'll be back normal time.
Thanks for joining us. At this time.
Thank you for being here. I know.
Even sweeter.
Even better. We will be normal time, 6 p.m. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. Susannah, where can they find you?
You can find me at Susannah_Kim. It's SUSANNAH_KIM.
Boom. Be sure to rate us, give us 5 stars, comment, let us know. Tell us what you think in preparation for next week, season finale. See you then.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.